Hello viewers, this is Jared, better known as J-Rod from J-Rod Production Studios, and welcome to my review of set number 75280, the 501st Legion Clone Troopers, better known as the 501st Battle Pack. Now I'm really excited to finally have the set in hand. I have it a little bit early obviously, so be expecting the set to come out soon for all of you guys watching this review in August. And I am very excited to finally crack this open because I have not had this set in hand yet. I have not opened any of these, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and build this thing and share my thoughts on it. So here's the set all built up and completed, and man, I love this thing. It is exactly what I expected it would be. It is everything I've been waiting for. A couple things do stick out to me, a couple things didn't necessarily really surprise me, but were rather not expected. One of them being I actually did not enjoy building it at all, really. The speeder was alright, but the walker seemed very tedious compared to the 2019 anniversary model. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I was just excited to have it, but I didn't really think that this would be fun to build in mass quantities after this. Like, I am not sure how I'm gonna do building 10 of these ATRTs pretty soon here. But before I talk about the designs themselves, I do just want to take a quick look at the minifigures. You guys have seen these 1,000 times, but I might as well just show them on my own up close and say a few things about them for the first time on camera. So here's a look at the first figure. This is the Jet Trooper, which was inspired in the Clone Wars from Battlefront 2. And I chose to look at this first because it's my personal favorite figure of the bunch. And as you can see, they did really good work with the details here. Even the jetpack is in a new color, and this minifigure just looks great. The one thing I have not seen people mention, though, is the fact that those legs right there are not the right legs. These should have boot printing on them from the actual in-universe clone trooper from the Clone Wars, as well as Battlefront 2. It comes from Battlefront 2 and the Clone Wars series alike, that both have the blue printing on the boots. Not a big deal, I guess. Underneath the helmet, you can see he has a new Clone Trooper face. You guys have all seen that at this point. There's even back printing as well, even though that gets a little bit covered up, but definitely my favorite clone. One of my favorite LEGO Clone Troopers ever, actually. I really like how they did this, and definitely my favorite minifigure of the summer 2020 wave. The next figure, and arguably the more popular one, is the plain 501st Trooper himself. Now, you can make all the arguments you want about how the minifigure does not look accurate or whatever for this reason or another. I think it looks great personally, except for the fact that there's no blueprinting on the backside. That it looks like a plain clone trooper from back there, and I'm not too keen about that. But from the front, it looks pretty good. I do think it should have had blue arms personally, but the white hip isn't a bad choice in my opinion. And they all have the same head. And this figure you receive 3 times in the set, with the exception of one clone trooper that comes with a elongated blaster here using a candle piece. Finally, we obviously have 2 battle droids. Nothing has changed on this from 1999 except for the arm that holds the standard blaster. So yeah, nothing special there and nothing worth taking a look at. Now to take a look at each vehicle individually, this is one of the things that kind of surprised me with the minifigure on here. You can't actually seat him unless he's leaning back quite a ways, because if you try to push him up, you kind of bend those handlebars, and it's hard to get him in his hand, which that's not a bad thing. I think that looks more accurate, and frankly, I think this is one of the best, if not the best, BARC speeder LEGO has ever done, and I know a lot of people aren't super excited about the design, but I think it looks good. I think they did a good job with using actual blasters on top to replicate what blasters would be on the speeder. And the only downside, of course, is the stud shooters in front, but hey, this is a playset, and I can see why LEGO would want to add some features there. All around, the build was decently enjoyable, and it's something that I think makes a great addition to MOCs or an army, even though it's not exactly minifigure scale. And the features of this set just keep coming, obviously, with the 501st ATRT. I think this thing looks great. I think it looks pretty close to the 2013 model in terms of you know, how accurate it is, except of course for the cannon on the front there. It is missing a few details, of course, and the play features are a little bit more noticeable on this, such as the clips on the back and the stud shooter in front. But all around, I think it's a good vehicle. I think it's good for army building or collecting, or even just to play with if you're a child. or an adult, I guess. But I think it's good. I think, again, the only thing that could be changed on here is the blaster, and I might make a video on how to upgrade that. And I just want to talk a few things about the walker itself. First of all, it sits rather tall, but it's actually quite a bit shorter compared to the other vehicles, and it's just built really solidly. There's not a whole lot that's going to fall off on here. Not a whole lot can be crushed by play other than the clips, or should I say the backside as well. That can kind of fall off because it's only connected by 2 studs there, but the vehicle itself is very sturdy. It's going to take a lot to physically break off important parts to this. And one thing LEGO finally got right, and I don't see why everyone is praising this like it's a breakthrough discovery, is that you can finally pull the minifigure off the handlebars without ripping the handlebars off. I don't see why everyone acts like that is literally the greatest design ever, because this is something LEGO should have done a long time ago. And as you can see, they obviously just built the handlebars into the platform made and build itself, so it's kind of hard unless you're to physically break the clip off. Now, while posability of this thing is great, I do find a little bit of unwanted bend with the clip pieces, that it kind of wiggles in between clicks. It's not supposed to, if you can see it, you know, it's not supposed to click halfway, and it does kind of, and that could just be bad parts on my end, but I absolutely despise this clip piece. I've never seen one of the ATRTs last 10 years out of the box without drooping over in front, because like I said, it just, over time, gravity will make those clips stress and bend, and probably in a few years the set will be all crunched up like this, and it'll be impossible to stand up like it was once it was new. All around, this set is an absolute killer, instant classic. You can just tell it's going to be one of those sets that children nowadays will look back on in 5, 10, 15 years and just think about the days when this thing was new and reminisce and wish they could have bought more of them or get any of them at all. It's going to be very popular for quite a while. It is an awesome set. It is worth every penny. I get it's not a $15 battle pack, but it doesn't have to be. I think this is worth not getting a skimpy battle pack. They give you so much here, it's well worth the $30. Even if you're not going to buy quite as many of these, still getting 1, 2, maybe 3 of these is well worth it. $100 can get you 12 clone troopers here, and they are so awesome. The entire set just works great, and everything is very awesome. So if you can find these on shelves, I definitely recommend it. Target.com should be getting them very soon, and probably at the time that a lot of you are watching this video, it is already out quite a bit across the globe itself. Right now, Target, and frankly, that is the only place you can find it. Walmart maybe as well if you're lucky. Quite a few Targets now have this. Again, I found the set at Target. So thank you all for viewing. Be sure to comment your thoughts on the set down below. And if you like the content, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It encourages me to make more. And as always, guys, have a great day, and thank you for viewing.